creator and Woo!
Hello.
Yeah, we did it. We did a
We
thing.
did it.
Cue the confetti.
No.
Hello once again, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, is your microphone working, Mike? The people on chat are saying you're muted. Oh, you
Is your
turned
mic wife
you turned your
working, Mike?
desktop audio on and not your microphone. No, turn off the desktop audio and turn on your microphone. In OBS? No, desktop audio is right above Discord audio and it's on. Yeah, turn that. Yeah, turn desktop audio off because that's not that your microphone. You're freaking dingus, dude. Dingus. Dingus. Dingus.
Ah, dang it, man. Go. It's an exciting day. It's okay.
Go into your Mike, simple fix. Go into your microphone settings on OBS. It probably just changed your microphone like Discord does.
My mom is watching the stream. I
Okay.
can hear her.
All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Wow. The biggest moment of our entire careers, and I flubbed it up.
Wow. that tracks.
Hi, mommy.
Hello, Tino's mom.
Hello, Tina's
Yeah,
mom.
she's watching.
All right.
You
Can we
hear her
do the
from
cheering again?
what I'm
Because everybody
saying.
missed it.
Yay!
All right.
Wait.
Yay! All right. The moment's gone. But yes,
Hooray.
hello, everybody. We did it. We made a cartoon, and you guys just saw it. So,
At long last.
hooray. Yes, 5 years. And it's only the beginning.
Yeah, when I posted the link in my friends group chat.
Yeah.
I was just like, after 5 years, it's finally over, and they were like, they were like, yeah, are you serious? 5 years? I could have sworn it was only 3, and I'm like, I wish.
Okay, so all right, so we started this particular version of the show in 2022 because it was right after the Kickstarter, like this particular version of it, right?
Yeah, it really started, and then we did like a bajillion iterations of it, and
We
then
did, yeah.
2023-ish, we
Right.
kind of
Then Tino came around.
Yes,
yeah,
Tino
then
came
Tino
back.
came around, and more revisions happened.
Right.
Come 2020,
I am so humble. you see,
mid 2023
Yeah, I'm
is
joking.
when we've been really working on this, and it
Yeah.
was like how long ago was it that we decided
It was a year ago.
to
So
chop up the original pilot into season 1?
So what ended up happening was last year, we all were working really hard on the pilot, and I was showing it around to people in the in the film industry here in Chicago, all like the film space, like the Independent Filmmakers Alliance, the Chicago Film Club, all those cool people, and I, basically got a few buy-offs from people saying this is great, but it's not really that funny. Whereas when I see this, I see Looney Tunes, but it's like Looney Tunes without the violence. Like, what's happening? What's going on? This isn't So it really wasn't until we brought on Tina Nasrochi. I don't know if you remember. She came on, and then after, she was on our show. And then after the show was done, we said, "Hey, would you like to take a look at it?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm so excited." She got like maybe 7 minutes in. She's like, okay, I've seen enough. I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and like she
Not
liked
even
it,
7 minutes.
but
I think it was like a minute in.
yeah,
It was
she got,
longer.
she
was-
did also have to go, but
Yes, that
like
is true.
the
Yeah.
main thing was that like it's good, it was good, but there just wasn't it
wasn't
didn't have
funny.
that looniness in
Yeah,
there, you
right.
know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
the walking.
Yeah.
It was a little slow.
Right. So we then went back and we, hammed it up. We gagged it up. Started looking more
Whoa.
like, well, ham and gags.
We
never mind.
injected it with the fun.
Exactly. We gave it,
Yes.
So, but then what ended up happening was the whole pilot episode ballooned from like 25 minutes to 75 minutes, I think. It like we had essentially
was
made a
not
movie. We made a
75.
movie at that point, So
No, it wasn't. Don't. It was not 75 minutes.
there are 75
was, like,
pages. If you go a
That's
minute a page.
not a minute per page.
I'm just saying, it ballooned.
It did balloon, but I'd say it maybe got to like
Almost
20.
an hour, maybe.
No.
Yes, it did, because the original okay. I'm not having a camera argument with you right now. But what I'm saying is it ballooned and it got to the point we were all frustrated and or maybe that they do want us to have a camera argument. Who knows? Maybe that is what they want. But I'm just going to go ahead and put somebody in timeout because there's too much going on. But anyway, so anywho, we had, we had this big conversation. Actually, it was me and Tino. I was driving around and I just was really frustrated. I'm like, wow, we ballooned this thing to, astronomical heights and like, it's overwhelming. What do we do? And Tino, do you remember what you said to me about, that one show that you really liked, like burger thing or whatever that was?
Big Top Burger.
Big Bob Burger, yeah. Big Top Burger, yeah.
Big Top.
Yeah, Big Top. Thank you. So,
which is right in the third season right now.
Yeah. So he said, like, look at Big Top Burger, and then I remembered I'm a big fan of The Most Popular Girls in School animated series by, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Extra Credit Studios, and those guys are hysterical. Mark and gosh, you guys are fantastical. Adore you guys. But anyway, and they did kind of the same thing where they had their episodes, like their entire seasons, like broken up into like maybe 4 or 5 minute episodes a piece. So we were like, you know what? Why don't we do that with our pilot episode? And then that's kind of where it started. But this particular one, this was all you, Tino. This was 100% your storyboard. This was based off of an idea that you came up with. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like what was your tell us how you came up with like the idea for this.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just felt like making a few gags here and there, and my career like the one with the car.
I did, yeah. Well, because
actually, it's kind of inspired in an idea that he had. I said, like, okay, what can I do with this?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And to be fair, yeah, I made it a bit complicated at first. I was guilty of that.
Well, I mean,
yeah, but it turned out good in the end. So
yeah, it was
well. And here's the thing: Mike added some complicated stuff too, like the I love the Freddy and the Weasel shot. I'm just glad I didn't have to work on it.
Well, look, like for me, it's
a great shot.
It's a wonderful shot. My thing here's my deal, right? Every time that we do a cartoon, I always try and push us to do something that we've not done before, or we do something different, or whether it be like adding voiceover or more complicated shots or coloring technique, whatever it is. Like we always try and do bigger and better than what we did before. And for this one, I wanted to do more like cinematic photography. And when Tino, because Tino is 100% right. In the original version of the story, Chucky comes on the lot and or after his meeting, Louie picks him up and takes him to the shorts department, and in this haphazard way, very much like how we saw in the cartoon. But we cut it for some reason because I don't remember why. And then
I don't remember either.
Yeah, but it ended up coming back anyway because here we are looking at it.
Probably like a time thing, and we
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, we don't have enough time for this. We have too much lore."
Yeah. Well, that was the thing because the initial
And that's
version.
production.
You're right. Well, we had come up. So this is how this team is so amazing because we had come up with the story for it in 2022. It was us, Miranda Guzman, Uncle Al, who is a dear friend of the channel. He came and he helped us with like writing some of the stuff. Ted Hazard chipped in a couple of scenes as well. It was really this collaborative effort. But then as we were going on and working on the show, that was when we decided, okay, we're going to put it in the 1930s. We're going to, have Tommy be the head of the studio. We're going to make Chelsea his niece. And Tino, to his credit, was like, I really love Tommy Turkey. What if Tommy had a wife? Or what if Tommy had a son? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden this story and this, amazing...
I made it some first, actually.
Yeah.
But...
What crazy with Grace, dude, the idea was happy. So I just made like a security guard.
Mm-hmm.
A security guard chicken. And
Yeah.
Happy's like, what if like he's the Chelsea's cousin? I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's right.
And then we keep building up.
Yeah. I mean, it really became this amazing thing that by the time that we were nearing the halfway point with the original version of the show, we were like, this has like none of the cool stuff that we came up with. It is nothing. There's nothing.
It's not nothing. It's still, it was just, I think the way
we sanitize it way too much.
Yeah.
It's just bleep.
Yeah.
But the way that I forget. You said her name earlier, and
Tina.
I already forgot.
Tina. Yeah.
I think she described it as like it was comforting, but very like
safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very safe, and it
by the numbers, I think is what she said. Where it was like it's very. There wasn't a whole lot of oomph there. There was
like it was good. It had a good vibe, but it was also it didn't hold up to the expectation of where's the weird loony antics?
Right. Exactly.
So when she said that, that's kind of when we started going in like, okay, we got to add jokes. And then after we chopped up the show into the pilot into season 1, that's when we were like, okay, well now we have to refine it again.
Yeah.
And even now, I think pretty recently we changed a bit of the lore regarding Tommy Turkey.
Yeah.
Because we had some like weird convoluted thing in the lore beforehand. So we were just like so Mike came to me and he was just like, I'm stressed out. This doesn't make any sense. And I was just like, okay, here's an idea. And then he was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Well, okay, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say that there was, there was a character that was a part of the early days of the studio that we had it like where he signed this contract that he was the only one who could choose a successor, and it was just all this really
convoluted stuff that I don't think would actually like legally make any sense.
Right. So he was just like, why don't you just have him try and kill Tommy? I'm like, okay, you know what? He's just got a hit on him. Okay, that's fine. That works. And it fits with like the Looney Tunes.
There's some bad blood there.
Yeah,
it fits in with the.
It is real life, so.
Yeah. No, I mean there was a lot. So, but thankfully we were able to bring it down, and we were able to, wow, there's so many. I'm getting so many comments here, so I do apologize if I'm distracted. But anywho, essentially, it just was. We were able to break down the pilot episode into a really cool number of episodes, and then we're going in and we're just hammering all of those episodes out, making them fun, making them stand alone, but also, actually have an overarching story.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the season 1 is still effectively the same plot that we had for what we intended as the pilot episode.
Yeah.
So they're all gonna have their fun little moments, but once all of them are out, we're gonna combine them together into how you would actually watch it in full sequential order.
Let's see here. We have so many people watching. First and foremost, thank you so much. Let's see. I want to thank some people.
Hello,
here.
everyone.
Hello. We got Lennon Velez is here. Julia Marie is here. The Coffee Cat Dad. Good to see you guys. Alam Aguilar is here. I believe. Yep. Kim Gonzalez is here as well. Bob is here. Hi, Bob. We have Dylan Royer, Shay White. All the usual people. Coffee Sapong is here. Andrew Wallace VA is here. How you doing? Charlie Harhart Studios. Farnoggin Mated. Coffee Sapong. Oh, I think I said hello to you already. So many people. And then, of course, on the other stream, we had Tamrico coming in clutch with a $100 super chat. Thank you so much for that, by the way. That was incredible. Let's see. What else do we have here? Bubsky. I don't think we've seen you. Just wanted to stop by and say congratulations on releasing the first episode. I'm hanging out with the family, so I can't really stay that long. You go have fun with them. That's awesome. Bob, congrats to the Cluckin Crew. I'm going to have to leave. Big day tomorrow. Go have a good day. Gray Works, release the Chucky cut. Owen Tunes, we got Chucky Chicken Films of a Feather before GTA 5. Yes, you did.
Well, I would hope so.
Annoyed Insomniac says, I'd watch 75 minutes. Oh, you're a sweetheart. Thank you. Maybe one day. Kimberly Gonzalez, you earned this, guys. I'm very proud. Julia says, yum, burger. Because Coffee Cat Daddy was making burgers earlier. Coffee Cat Dad, 16 watching. What are y'all waiting for? Smash that like button like you're holding a mallet. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Graham Gator is here. Hello, howdy, y'all. Our friend Michael Gracia. Fantastic cartoon. Loved it. I need more. Yay. Thank you, Mike. That's awesome. Thank you, Michael. We love you. Go check out his podcast, Getting Tuned, here on YouTube. He has some really amazing guests. Jonathan Kennedy. What are your thoughts on the Talon series pilot?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet, but I need to watch it. I'm very excited.
Yes, these guys are very
There's
excited.
a lot of cool indie stuff happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the indie community right now.
I do too, yeah. Julia Marie, stories can be told in so many ways, and I think honestly you can capture on how someone perceived it. For me, I love storytelling, and I like finding the deeper meanings, the lore. Ooh,
well, there is lore to be had.
Lennon Velez, the cartoon deserves an Oscar. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't think we're long enough to get an Oscar, but
I don't think we're long enough for that.
No.
Maybe we could get an Annie.
Yeah,
That'd
maybe.
be cool.
Tommy Turkey is in the house. Swords T40. Hey, Mike, that tune was awesome. Thank you so much. Dante Majors is in the house, everybody. The voice of Tommy Turkey. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did reach out to Malcolm Ray, Tino Turkey, and Alex Hanley, the voice of Louie Loon. They both, unfortunately, could not make it today, but they do say congratulations, and
they're here in spirit.
Yes, they are here in spirit.
Yay.
So they absolutely, nice to see more Chicago animation coming up. Yeah. Right? Well, Chicago led, I guess, is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I did some animation, but the real powerhouses came from Canada, Australia, England, all over the world. So
yeah,
Yeah.
we got people all over the place,
We
and
really do.
we wouldn't have been able to do it without our team. Truly, like
Mhm.
it was really nice in the last few days of like get the crunch time getting the pilot done, where we had some people who had been like busy beforehand. They were able to hop back on and help us out, which was instrumental.
Yes.
And you know what? We finished the thing early.
We did.
And,
We did.
Yeah.
And you were that just made me think of the whole mental breakdown you
No,
had with
Chad,
me.
you don't have
And
any
you
idea
were
how stressed
freaking
Michael
out.
was.
All right.
It
Yeah. Look,
was very funny.
I was
I
like,
have.
Michael,
I,
we get it. Calm
Yeah.
down. Chill.
I was going through a lot. Okay, there was a lot happening. But yes, I'm
I was
very
walking
proud.
up the walls, said the Chucky
Yes.
chicken.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. So many
Did
people.
has Tom seen it yet?
I have not heard from Mr. Ruger. I'm sure I will in time. He's a very busy guy. I know he's doing conventions
Yeah.
this weekend, so a lot of
Well, and
folks
he's
are busy.
also working on his show.
Yes, Bernice and Carlisle Save the World. He just put out his first pilot not too long ago on YouTube, so go check it out. It's got Paul Rugg as essentially the voice of everyone.
I like that. It's like that. It's like
yeah.
was it Sonic Underground where they were all voiced by Julia
White.
White?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, oh my god, but he Tom Ruger needs to watch this. He will. I know he will. He
will.
He's a very dear friend.
Yeah, he's been with the show for a while, helping us, like consulting mainly.
Yes.
The team has been doing the hard work, but every now and then when we make enough progress, we'll send over a whip for him and he'll give us his ruling.
Yeah. And typically it's, I like it. That's great. Way to go. So he's he's
he's pretty good at giving notes though, if he feels it's necessary. But the last time we sent it to him, he had no notes.
That's true. So that was our cue to just be like, you know what? Go. Let's do it. So let's see here. Lennon Velez says, my phone ran out of battery, so how do you have any advice on how to make an animated series?
Any advice on making an animated series?
Don't focus on making an animated series. Just focus on doing animation and telling a good story. Learn. Yeah. Pardon the noise. They are doing the lawn here at my folks' house, so I had to come here to do the stream today, and they're decided to conveniently blow right by the window. But anyway, never think about doing it as a series. Learn how to be an animator. Learn the basics. Learn proper storytelling. Start small.
Make some little shorts. Make an AMV. Truly, anything to get you more experience, but it's not advisable to dive into animation by making a series because you will go insane, and it very likely could cause total burnout.
Oh, 100%.
And to be fair, the most skill animation I've seen from people is from just YouTubers that are so making meme animations, like back in 2010. And they're so skilled, it's crazy.
Yeah. And that's a cool
another fun thing you can do is just make animations based off of podcasts that you like. I've seen some people or this one person does animations for the podcast with Trixie Mattel, and their stuff is so funny.
Is that the name of it?
That the title is Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Like the puffer fish.
You ate and
I'm just gonna call it the Moan Podcast because I'm not doing that stream anymore. I got yelled at
the
last time. The
puffer fish Monday.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Oh, the puffer fish. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
The puffer fish.
Yeah. That was.
Got him.
All right. Well.
You forgot I had that, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
I was hoping one of you would make
There you go.
A jump scare you
All right. Shall we go behind the scenes a little bit more and tell people before we do that?
Yo, Andrew Wallace BA with a $5 donation.
Yay! Thank you, Andrew. Yes.
If Walt Disney saw this, I think he'd be proud and impressed. Let me know when you're in LA. Buy the plush.
Yes.
Buy the plush.
Buy the plush.
It comes out on the 1st, but buy the plush.
Yes, buy the plush. It's right there. See, look at it. Look how cute it is. It's right in front of you.
Look at the doggy.
Look at the look at the doggy. Look over there.
What?
Exactly.
Look at the plushie. Look, there he is, right there. Buy the plushie, dang it.
Buy our toys.
Yeah.
Buy our funny chicken.
Buy all our playsets and toys. Oh my gosh. Oh, now they're all the laughing fits are the best sometimes. Yes, they are.
We are not sellouts, please. This is just a bit.
Sell out. We can't sell anything. What are you talking about? Oh,
We're not selling out. We gotta make sure we get 300 of these plushies.
yes, yes. Please go buy the plushie.
Not to be a seller or anything, but like, would you please?
We got bills to pay, yo. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah, so, and I mean, I guess this is an important time to remind everybody that the pilot episode, the budget was $0
and 0 cents.
And 0 cents.
Yes.
Everyone has been a volunteer, and we're really hoping. Oh yeah, a lot of sweat and tears. We're really hoping that with the pilot, that this will be a nice springboard for us to potentially do some crowdfunding. It's our proof of concept, and it can only get better if we have money.
Yes. The best way to do that, honestly, if you can't give money, which is understandable, spread this like wildfire. You see what we can do now. The proof is out there. Go and let the world know. Share it on all the animation groups, on the Reddits, on everything. Like, get this everywhere, right? I mean, and thank you to all the people who have already shared. And let me I just want to say, first and foremost, it takes a lot of, it takes 3 things to make a really great product: time, money, and what's the like quality, time, and money, right? You keep 2, you sacrifice 1. So you can either keep the money, but which we did, and or you keep 2, you sacrifice 1. Yes.
Yeah, we kept the quality and the time, but we had to sacrifice money.
Right. So, but honestly, the reason why it took so long to get it out to people is because, a lot of times when we were in the thick of it, because we weren't getting paid, which is understandable, we had people who were like, hey, it's been a rough couple of years for a lot of people. So they're like, hey, listen, I got to take commissions. I got to take a break. And we're like, go for it, and then come back when you're done. And they did.
Or it's like, oh, hey, I got this opportunity to do this job, and we're like, yeah, go make that money.
Right, exactly.
Like, and everyone always has, a place welcome to them to return.
And for me, I love that because while they're volunteering, they got to go and work on projects like Monkey Wrench or Ollie and Scoops, or doing some stuff with Spindle Horse or Lackadaisy, all of those really cool people. And people know about us, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about how 4 years ago we were licking our wounds from that disastrous Kickstarter that happened, and now here we are with an epic cartoon that I'm remarkably proud of, and it's only the beginning. Like, we're just getting started, but we do need help. So we're on everything. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Newgrounds. How many of you leave us a little tank in the chat if you saw it on Newgrounds first? I'm very curious to see how many people. Emoji. Yeah. Or is there a tank emoji?
I don't know. Let me see. If there's no tank emoji, post a frog.
A frog?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Perfect. Post a frog if you were here, if you saw it on Newgrounds yesterday first, because it was out. And by the way, thank you to all of you who left amazing comments and who came and watched it. And I'm a little overwhelmed, not gonna lie. Like, this is, never
It's crazy finally being here.
Yeah.
It for the longest time it felt like a moment that would never come.
Right. And now that it's here, it's just kind of like, boy, this is sort of anticlimactic. I'm kidding. But I can breathe now, and it's great. And here we are, where we made it to the other side, and we have so many more fun ideas. And
Welcome to the other side.
yeah.
And now we all get to have a bit of a breather.
Yes.
We're letting the crew chill out.
Mhm.
We're gonna still do streams,
Yes.
and I think
Let's
because we
play-
got it done early, maybe we celebrate by playing a little video game.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I was thinking, well, we could do party animals.
Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see how many people we can get on the stream. Maybe we can get more people to hop on with us. You know,
Yeah,
really.
'cause I know it's cross-platform.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I'm gonna leave because I know, Elias, you have some stuff going on today. I don't know what your time looks like, but
Oh, I still have like an hour.
oh, okay. So let's do this. Do we want to do some fun behind the scenes stuff about the show that they just got done watching?
Good, sure.
Okay.
One thing I'll say about it is that, like, I think if we didn't have Mark doing the music, I don't know if it would feel as quality as it does.
You know what? That is so valid. 100%. Mark Lavallo came in clutch with this cartoon and gave it so much like
So much more life. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
like he brought it from just a webtoon to
A
like
cartoon.
a cartoon. Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
A cartoon.
I see what you did there. Very nicely done. Nicely done. All right, where is the? All right, we're just gonna go to the lore room. We're gonna do this. Hold on. Stand by for a second here while I figure out how to do this. Window capture. Will this work?
Shay White says, I would love to draw a fan art of Chucky Chicken. Yes! Totally.
Ooh.
Draw fan art, make OCs,
Yeah.
spread the word. Like, any way that you want
Have fun with
to.
the concept.
Yeah, have fun with the concept. It's just a little guy in the 1930s.
Just do it
So,
the best
like,
you can.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
have fun with it, you know?
All right, so I figured that we can go along and we can just kind of go through it a little bit here, and I'll share some of my favorite moments. I don't know if they can hear it on my end or not, but it doesn't.
I don't know.
It's okay.
You
All right,
got this.
so real quick, I do want to point out the backgrounds in this. Of course, we had some pretty amazing background people helping out with this. The sign, the Featherton sign, was actually designed by my friend Mike Greathouse. He down in Indianapolis, he was a big part of the Cartoon Guy show from our late great friend Justin Barnes. He was Captain Comics. I got to play the the more livelier part of Dynamic and Static on that show. Go check out the Cartoon Guy if you've yet to. But the rest of this amazing background was actually done by our dear friend Imka Van Gales. Van Galen. Van Galen. Wow. Jeez, I'm thinking Rebecca Gonzalez and Van Galen. Okay, Imka Van Galen. Her sister Laura and her were huge collaborators with me in the right before COVID when we did Grim Grinning Giblets. And,
they kind of really took charge in Grim Grinning. They did a lot in that one.
They did. And when we were told them, like, we want to do the town, they came and they absolutely did this beautiful, like, we've used this in multiple pieces over the years. So it was nice to be able to do this awesome camera shot and have all this happening. Before we go to all right, so here we go. I guess we'll go to the trolley scene here. So a lot of people were like, that looks like Oswald. It is Oswald. It's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. So yeah,
He's Oswald the Fortunate Rabbit, legally distinct.
he's public domain.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
Osvaldo.
we paid a nod to his very first cartoon, Trolley Troubles, which made it into the public domain not last year but the year before, and we yes, the trolley is very much inspired by the old Jolly Trolley from Toontown in Disneyland. And speaking of Disney, for more references here, the mouse here is our, I guess, version of Minnie, and then in the back is our version of a character called Flip the Frog, which were all created by Iworks. And
a fun fact about a few of these background characters is that they're actually adopts that were purchased by some of our lovely fans. So we wanted to make sure that some of them got in there.
Yeah.
There will be more of these fun little background characters
in future episodes. Yeah. So this was a lot of fun to do. We really enjoyed it. And of course, having them all on the trolley, with being such an inspiration to me, I felt it was appropriate to have Chucky riding along them, getting off and doing his own thing, and Oswald wishing him luck. Because honestly, Oswald was the main inspiration for Chucky Chicken. So 100%. I have to admit that. More background characters here. These two, if you saw our Mother's Day special, you know who these two are. It's my mom and my grandma. So they made the special, which was really cool. And then the girl reading the menu next to them is actually the Chucksona of my very dear friend Estefania Hernandez. So I wanted to sneak her in there as well. So which I thought was pretty cool. Moving right along through the cartoon, Tino, of course, the guard shack. I love the details in the background. So here's where we have a lot more fun. Obviously, I will say this. This is probably the most Easter eggy portion of the cartoon. Lots of really cool things. So, for example, I don't want to give them all away, but I will say probably the most important one here is the rubber ducky. In every Chucky Chicken cartoon, there is a rubber ducky hidden somewhere in the background or in a prop or just, hanging out somewhere. So I encourage people to go back and watch all the older cartoons and see if you can find a rubber ducky. The only one that they're not in, unfortunately, is Wake Up Call and Chicken Fright, because we didn't think about doing the rubber ducky. But yes, there is.
Those were like the first ones. So.
They were the first ones, yeah. So, but there is a rubber ducky in every episode.
In all the other ones.
Yes. So go check it out. I love how one of the keys are missing from the for the carts. So we find out who has it later. The pigeon, a new villain that Tino has worked up, which we'll probably see later.
Peter.
Ducky in a Chucky cartoon. Yes, absolutely. Can we get some rubber
There's
duckies in the chat?
Can we get some rubber duckies in the chat? Thank you.
Absolutely. And then these two little, I got a chuckle. Happy Coma was the one who did the backgrounds, or Aziraphale Lanfier.
For the guard chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they actually did two really cool things. Number one, they decided to make Tino an artist, not just a dancer, but a drawer. So there's a sketch of his parents on there, done by our very own Tino, right here. And then underneath him is a hands chart, which I think is because we had a hard time with people drawing the hands weird. So the fact that there's a hand chart, I always tell, that was the chart that, like, use this chart, use this to draw the hands. This is how you draw the hands. Do it. And it's in there now. And I just think that's awesome. I think that's such a fun little Easter egg. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So,
moving right along, Tino did the design of the magazine, which I thought was really cool. Do you want to... and if you noticed, Chucky isn't wearing his tie. in this episode.
Oh, and it's the same color and
Yeah. So guess what he's going to be having in the next episode?
He peeked in over Tino's shoulder and saw the magazine. And he was like, "Oh, that's kind of spiffy."
Yeah. And then, of course, over here, the studio guest list, we have 5/8 of 32. 5/8 is my mom's birthday, so I wanted to put that in there. We have, of course, Michael McCluck, Randall Rooster, Marlo McCluckin, and Chucky Chicken. All names that were actually originally names for Chucky. So, somebody had the name of McCluckin was a little more graphic, but everything else was, those were actual names that we were going to use for the name of the character. Thank God we went with the one that we did.
Yeah.
So, moving right along, are there anything that you guys want to point out while we're watching this, or?
Not yet.
So, this was a fun shot.
The eponymous.
Yeah, Louis just
The
coming
eponymous Louis.
Yeah. So Jenny Butler did this amazing scene of Chucky on the floor. Jenny, of course, is an amazing artist in her own right. Out in England. I wanted to put the Gaussian blur in there, which, I think helps.
Well, it is far away.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Now we're on to the next these fun little bits. So we do have the Weasels making their debut. We got Wessel Wink in green, Stanford Stout in the brown hat, and then in the scuba
You always
suit.
say stout, it's stoat.
Stoat. All right, sorry, whatever. And then the stout one in the tank is Mikey Mink.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but anyway, and then of course we have Fred. When I first saw this scene animated, I busted a gut laughing. I thought this was absolutely hysterical. This was one of my favorite bits.
Yeah, very good shot.
Yeah. So, and it actually each one of these shots were to basically help us not do the whole
two characters that you see.
Yeah.
A mid shot.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sequences.
Right. So this is fun because there was a period of time where Louis Loon had beach blonde hair because he was a surfer bum. We also wanted to give him Tino gave him a shell necklace that never made it into the final animation. I'm just realizing, but this was our nod to our old timey Louis, which I thought was really fun. I love this is my favorite bit of the whole cartoon. Just sound wise, the hilarity of the whole situation, of them just busting through the wall. That is Some Call Me Johnny is the voice of Abe Hogsley, by the way. So, this actually is a remnant of, because we wanted Chucky and Louie to be going through sound stages, and initially we didn't have that, so we were like, you know what, we're going to put that gag back in. And I think we made it work out really well. So, Cowboys. So
I think this is my favorite. The cowboy bit is my favorite part as far as like the music. I think Mark did such a good the transitions between the little musical bits is so good.
Well, we told him do a Carl Stalling style, right? Like take public domain tunes, like the Sailor's Hornpipe for when they were in the underwater stuff, and then the country western, bravado tunes for the cowboy. And if you listen, you'll hear guns and like ricochets in the background, which is fantastic. Nick Senni did a killer job with the sound design for this one too. Like he just knocked it out of the park, 100%. And then Margarita McCaw makes her grand debut here. Again, this was animated by Jenny. She did a fantastic job with the character. Totally imbued life into her. This was the longest shot of the whole cartoon. Do you want to talk about this shot, Elias?
Oh boy, the infamous 14-second long shot that I was just like, oh yeah, I'll clean this one up. And then I
ended up cleaning it up.
No, you did not. I did like 90% of it.
You're right. You did all of Louis.
Yes. I did all of Louis and like 80%. Well, no, more like 90% of Chucky. There was just like parts of his head and his tail that were missing by the end.
Yeah. So.
And you did a pretty good job in blending in with the foundations that I set.
Oh, well, thank you. It's like I know how to draw the character.
Oh, you're getting there.
Okay, so initially, all of those bits that you saw before were going to be the car just zipping around the studio, going from soundstage to soundstage, but nobody wanted to animate the car.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Matthew Coe came in for us. He did a really good job with the car.
He did. Like we were talking about, like, should we just do like a 3D model and just have it moving around? I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna have everything hand drawn. And people were just like, oh, what are we gonna do about the car? So finally, I was like, you know what? Screw it. We'll just have different characters and we'll just make fun little character moments. And I think that actually worked out a lot better.
Yeah, and then I was pretty insistent on keeping this shot in just because it is a really good shot.
Yeah. Again.
And it does show the chaotic, like, oh, the car, you know, doing its thing.
Yeah. I love the clock tower. If you zoom in, that's the silhouette of classic Chucky Chicken up there when he was black and white. So, do we want to talk a little bit about the like the main building, or do we want to save that for the next episode when we're actually
let's save it for the next episode,
okay,
because I feel like the studio is, or I guess the main building is gonna have a lot of secrets in it.
That's true.
That'll be a prime place for some fun Easter eggs.
Yes. So, and then everybody's favorite bit,
that whole bit where he's doing it in different languages was off the cuff for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, he sent me his lines, and he had that one in there just for funsies, and it was so funny. I was like, you know what, we have to do that. Like, that's the bit right there. And I always tell the voice actors, like, listen, we'll give you the lines, and as long as you give it to us the way that we write it, but then go and play with it, like, that's what we want all the time. So, yeah. But anyway, moving right along.
And then this is so weird because this little sequence before, like, the very end is like the beginning of the original pilot. Isn't that so crazy? And a lot of it is actually still the stuff from the original pilot.
Yeah, so this scene right here was animated before. So much so that we oh my gosh, we forgot to put in the background for that.
Fine. It's fine.
You didn't hear that part, but anyway. So I did add this little bit there because somebody on Newgrounds mentioned that there was no lettering on the sign. And
we just didn't even notice.
Right. So I'm just like, oh no, okay, we got to put that on there. So, and in lore.
Oh no.
Oh no, we forgot.
Or nor.
Oh no.
Clear. The sign's got no signage. Anyway.
The lettering on the sign.
The signization. I don't know.
That was good, actually.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So in lore, this was going to be the first building, like the original Tough Cluck Studios building that they built in New Bark City and then moved to Featherton.
Yeah, that's a slightly different like look to it. It has like a different roof on it. It's a bit more old school. I think it's supposed to be a bit more Spanish inspired a little?
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah, Pueblo. So the building is actually inspired off of the original Walt Disney studio that was on Hyperion Avenue in the 30s. There was this awesome
Yeah.
picture of Walt and Ub and the animators in front of their old building, and they had the Pueblo roof and the whole 9 yards. And, you know, so Tino, of course, took it and, you know, chuckified it and made it a barn, which I think was great.
Yeah.
But there's
I did the original design for it, I
Yes,
think. And
you
then
did.
Tino took it and plussed it up.
You did, yeah. But there's one problem. It's brick. It needed to be wood because you can't move a brick house. So.
Yeah, it's fine. It wasn't so much a moving the building as it was rebuilding, like taking it apart and rebuilding it somewhere else.
I will say that you did the design, and then Imka van Galen actually did one version of it that was very beautiful, but it just was, you know, it was a little too big. Like, the wall wasn't there. There wasn't any, like, there's a lot of the details were there, but like
it wasn't like the final version,
right?
You know,
exactly.
Well, because she did it, and then we changed the freaking layout of the studio.
We did, yeah. Again, when we didn't have it all solidified, so we were changing things as we go.
That's original.
That original.
That was one of the first things I cleaned up. So is that.
Yep. And actually, it's funny, if you scroll down, he's wearing his older, the costume before that one. Yeah.
But thankfully, you can't really tell.
That's true. Unless you know, like, about the puffy sleeves, which now you know. But anyway. This was, the doorknob. This is actually the original remnant of that old building done by Imka. And then this animation of the hand was done by our good buddy Moy Aguilar.
Well, no, wait, didn't I do the design on the doorknob?
No, that was Imka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then our good buddy Moy actually did the hand animation. That's the last remnant of
the original version, yeah. It's insane that there was a cartoon. There's a version of the show out there where it's literally Chucky saying, "Where's the administration building?" and then it starts right here. And you get none of the Louis Loon stuff. So, it's insane. I think we did a good job, though.
Happy did such a good job at the cleanup on the door.
Yeah.
Happy's leveled up their cleaning abilities so much. I'm proud of everybody on the team. I am too.
Yeah.
I love Malcolm and doing the voice of Tino. He just brings so much coolness. Can I talk about this scene right here? Everyone was so mad at me because they were like, "Oh, why can't you just have him walk around normal?" I'm like, because I want it to look cool and give him a little bit of a swagger. And I tell you, it looks great. He has so much personality. He's just so cool. Just walking up, just like, "All right, what up, dude?" So I love him. I love Tino.
Yeah. And I really love the punchline here.
Oh, yeah.
Just bringing it back to the beginning of the cartoon, very Looney Tunes style.
Yes, here we go again. So, and there you have it, folks. That is that's the behind the scenes of our
episode 1.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Driving Me Loony. So yeah.
Won.
Yes, we won.
We did it.
We did. We got the
finally.
As my grandpa.
High five, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo.
Woo.
Yeah. As my grandpa would say, we got the damn thing done.
Yeah.
He would be very proud.
Yeah.
I actually did show it to my grandma yesterday, because I had to get her blessing before putting out the cartoon with Grandpa's memorial. And she cried, and she said that he would be very proud. He would have loved this. And I'm actually really pleased because technically he did see it. This was what was played in rough form. This was at the end of the classic cartoon matinee. And so he was there. He saw it. He didn't get to see everything. Like, he didn't get to see the gags and stuff like that. Like with with Abe and Freddie and Margarita. But he did see a big chunk of it. And and plus he is the namesake for Louis Loon. So, you know, very proud of this. This was a labor of love. I kept thinking about him the whole time while we were nearing the end of this one. And every time I see Louis Loon, I always think of him because he just was Louis Loon. He was, rambunctious. He was a character. He lit up a room everywhere he went. He just was an absolutely amazing human being. So this one's for him.
Yeah.
So now that we're done with that, time to talk about the next one. We are taking a bit of a break from production for a little bit. We got to let our team rest. And we are going to be working on another thing we can't talk about right now, but we'll get more details later. But I've already got people ask, like Catherine asked me yesterday, when are we doing the next one? And I'm like, love the enthusiasm. It is
when we get there.
It is in pre-production right now. Let's just say that we do have the boards. We are working on it.
Already written out. We have boards.
We have scratched audio, so we have,
all that good stuff.
We do. So we are working on it. It is gonna. Yes. Hopefully, it will not take as long. But honestly. Here's the main plan. Spread this around as much as you can. Our goal is if we can get, we want to be able to break some of our older view records, maybe get a few more subscribers. And if it does really, really well, we'll run a Kickstarter and see if we can fund the next episode, if not the next full season of the show. So, so that's the plan right now.
Because if we can get it funded, it won't take 5 years for one episode, which is a fantastic idea.
I wager that if we start getting paid, we can actually probably bust out a cartoon every 6 to 8 months, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe less. So
maybe
it just depends. Yeah, it depends on if we can bring on more people.
And if we have, exactly. And if we have money, then we can bring on more people more reliably.
Yeah,
So
the best way to do that is obviously not only helping us with crowdfunding when that happens, but buying the merch. Go get merch. Go get the Chucky Chicken plush toy. It launches on the 1st. And it will be available for pre-order until July 22nd. It's only $25, and that is including like tariffs and all that stuff too. So, you won't be charged out the wazoo extra for that, which is really cool. But I know we do have one pre-order in there already, so thank you to I forget who it was, but there is one already for the plushie, which is phenomenal. Thank you so much. But with all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in and celebrating with us. This has been a really fun hour. So, any final thoughts from you guys before we wrap Driving Me Loony to bed?
I say, finally.
Yeah. I feel like that's like half the crew. It's just finally.
Yeah.
We have something to show.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Because that's been another thing that's been holding us back is that we have all this great stuff, but we didn't have any actual current what the show is.
And we didn't want to spoil anything. So
yeah, exactly. So, but now we can. Now it's out. We all know what we're doing, and there will be plenty more where that came from. We'll probably start releasing more and more of the cast when the time comes, who's doing what voices, because a few of them have changed. And we'll give you, some previews, little snippets and stuff, little stills. I think would be fun. What are they called?
They're called concept frames.
Yeah, exactly.
There might be a different name for it, but I know what you're talking about.
Coffee Sapong says, so does that mean no more Cluckin Crew for now? No, actually, we're going to keep going with the show. Are you kidding? Yeah, we're going to have fun. Yeah, we're absolutely. Julia.
Now that we're not in the midst of production, all we got to focus on is having fun.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just a little unwind.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go back.
Yeah, we got to breathe for a little bit. Listen. It wasn't the matinee. That was tough. That was really, really tough. This one was, you know.
Well, this one was tough still, but maybe that's just a me thing because I was up till like 4 to 6 in the morning.
One might even say tough luck. I knew you will do that.
That was good.
Yeah.
I knew you will do that.
Yeah, you know me so well. But yeah, we're gonna take a little break from doing production just to kind of rest and see how the cartoon does. So please continue to share it with people. Please, 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 please share it around. Like, make people get on their
Share
phone.
and subscribe and everything.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Whenever you do that, that only helps.
That's true.
Sacrifice
Like,
your firstborn.
and it's something that has actual like helpful ramifications without you having to spend money.
That's
even
true.
though like it is nice when people get the merch. It's always cool.
Yeah.
When people like send us pictures like, oh, I got the phone case, or oh,
Yeah.
I got the mug.
Oh my gosh! And by the way, thank you for all of you who did all the awesome fan art for Toon June. A lot of you drew Chucky Chicken, and that was really, really sweet. Like, thank you. That, like, we love. It's so weird to me. Like, we're gonna be coming up on Chucky's 16th birthday here in July, and it's nuts to think that this little character has been taken.
Well, no wonder he wasn't driving in the short. He can't get his license yet.
Yeah, well, neither can Louis technically, because it'll be his birthday too.
Technically.
Yeah. So, but it's so sweet to see all the people who have taken Chucky into their hearts and have loved this character. And truly, thank you. Thank you so much for making this.
Without you guys watching and supporting, Chucky might not have happened. Like, the positive feedback that we've gotten from everybody has really helped us know that, like, we have something worth creating.
Yeah.
And from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you, audience. We love you guys very much.
Yes. And one more thing too, just because I have to, I have to mention it. We had a lot of people who weren't very nice to us, and we've had a lot of people who thought that we couldn't do it. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving us the motivation to keep moving forward.
I would say Sprite is the best battery.
Right. We had so many people who said that we weren't really doing it. We weren't going to make it happen. And here now is the proof that we are doing it. We are making it happen. So thank you for just pushing me to go, you know what? I'll show you. We'll get it done. And we did. And I also do want to give a huge thank you to all the people who were brutally honest with us. People like Tina. And a few other folk who, like my buddy Brian Finley and Michael Gracias, and a few, Tom Ruger, my good friend David Perixma, people who looked at the short, gave me honest feedback, and said, you know what, this is good. It could be better. I suggest letting it simmer a little longer, right? And because it's always good to get the positive feedback and always great to get the accolades, but it's even better when someone is able to say, you know what, I'm not.
I like it, but here's what could be better.
Exactly.
Here's what would push it further.
Right. You can improve this, and that, and it's like, you know what, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if it's valid, then 100%. Like, I've had people say, oh man, you should just go all adult and have them, like, swearing. And no, not that show. Not that kind of show.
Yeah,
so thank you to all of you people.
Swearing is not like an equal adult swearing. I'm saying.
No, you're...
like...
It's just not equal adult animation. I'm kind of tired of that.
Yeah, it is kind of...
But
I mean, I think that there is starting to be a bit of a shift in the indie scene where it's just like, oh, we don't have to make adult animation to
Right.
be successful. Because I mean, Talon recently came out, and I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah.
Like,
There's something to
you
be
know,
said for having good taste, and being tasteful with your animation and being tasteful with your characters and your story.
Or
And
like show some restriction, like swearing and everything. Okay, fine.
mhm,
But if you swear if it's 5 seconds, it like loses
right.
all meaning.
yeah,
Yeah, I know I've told this story before, but I'm just gonna say it again for the new viewers. One of my favorite comedians of all time was the late great Red Skelton. He was a old timey vaudeville radio comic, made his way into television and movies throughout the 40s. Died in 1993, 94, at the ripe old age of near 100. I don't remember exactly how old he was, but he said something very interesting. He was being interviewed for a big special that he was doing, and this was probably mid 80s, I want to say, mid to late 80s. And he said, he had done a special with HBO called Freddy the Freeloader Saves Christmas. That was his character, Freddy the Freeloader. And he had one rule, whatever was on before and whatever came after his show could not have explicit language, because they've done studies that you watch 3 in a row, all of a sudden they all blend together, and you lose, you basically forget who said what or whatever. And sure enough, the next day he got a call from somebody, or somebody stopped on the street and he said, "Hey, I thought you didn't do dirty jokes." And he said, "I don't." And he said, "Oh yeah, well, what about this?" And he said, "I never said that." And he said, "No." And then the guy had to think about it. "Oh, no, you're right. Eddie Murphy came on before you." So, of course, Helm Box Office, HBO, went back and said, "When are we going to do another one?" And Skelton said, "You don't have enough money." He said something very interesting. He said, "I will never charge admission for anybody to come to hear something on my show that they can read for free on a bathroom stall." And I think
yeah.
that's very poignant, and some advice that I hold very near and dear to my heart. I love being smart. I love smart comedy. I love when you have to. I love that. I love if you can make somebody laugh without having to resort to that kind of humor. That child innocence inside of us. Everyone has that little bit of something inside them that is untouched and still, pure and simple. And that's what I try and get to with every cartoon and everything that I do. You don't have to be raunchy. You don't have to be gross. And this show, I hope, considering how well it does, I hope that this proves it. And if it doesn't, then, I'm wrong. I mean, and it wouldn't be the first time, but I hope that I'm right on this. So go prove me right. Go share this with people. In the meantime, folks, thank you for hanging out with us today. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really honored that you have continued to welcome us into your home. Let us be a part of your weekly life, or letting our characters be a part of your life. And with your help, we will continue to be here. But until next time, I'm Mike Cook.
I'm Elias.
I'm a 10.
And thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye!